He was basketball's ultimate wild card, feared on the court, unpredictable off it, 5-time NBA champion, 7-time rebounding king, a Hall of Famer who wore tattoos, piercings, and a personality as explosive as his game. But Dennis Rodman didn't just shake up the NBA, he shocked the world. From dunking over legends to partying with celebrities, his life spiraled into chaos, controversy, and the unimaginable. Against all odds, he befriended one of the most secretive and dangerous men alive, North Korea's Kim Jong Un. How did the NBA's ultimate enforcer go from hardwood battles to secretive diplomacy? The story is stranger than fiction.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Rodman.
In the heart of Trenton, New Jersey, on May 13, 1961, Dennis Keith Rodman was born into a world that offered him little stability and even less certainty. His father, Philander Rodman Jr., an Air Force member, left when Dennis was just 3 years old, eventually settling in the Philippines. His mother, Shirley, was left to raise Dennis and his 2 younger sisters alone. The financial struggles of a single-parent household meant frequent moves, changing schools, and a constant sense of uncertainty. The family settled in Oak Cliff, one of Dallas's poorest neighborhoods, where survival was a constant challenge. For Dennis, this environment fostered a mixture of resilience and defensiveness. He was frequently bullied in school, forcing him to develop toughness, both physical and mental. From a young age, Dennis discovered that sports offered both escape and identity. Basketball, football, and wrestling became his outlets. On neighborhood courts and improvised playground spaces, he began experimenting with defensive tactics, learning to use positioning and anticipation to his advantage. These formative experiences were crucial in shaping the mindset that would later define him as one of the NBA's most formidable defenders. Despite his athletic talent, Dennis's high school career was far from smooth. Initially, his size and slight frame worked against him. Standing relatively short and underweight compared to peers, about 5 feet 11 inches in high school, he was cut from multiple high school basketball teams. Coaches often overlooked his intensity and work ethic in favor of bigger, more conventional players. Rejections did not stop him. He played relentlessly on playgrounds, in gyms, and local leagues, developing an unmatched rebounding instinct and a physical style of play. By his junior year, his determination began to show. He learned to read ball trajectories midair, position himself perfectly under the basket, and use his body strategically to secure rebounds, even against larger opponents. A significant moment came during his time at South Oak Cliff High School. In a tightly contested game against a rival school, Rodman recorded 15 rebounds and 8 points, repeatedly denying scoring opportunities to opponents. His teammates and coaches began to recognize his unique ability to control the boards, seeing potential in his defensive intensity that would later define his style. After high school, financial realities and limited offers from major colleges led Dennis to work as an overnight janitor at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. During this period, a dramatic and rapid growth spurt transformed his body. He shot up nearly a foot in a year, growing taller and stronger, yet awkwardly adjusting to new proportions. Dennis's next stop was Cook County College, now North Central Texas College, a junior college where his game blossomed. There, he averaged approximately 17.6 points and 13.3 rebounds per game, showcasing scoring ability and dominance in the paint. Coaches praised his work ethic, relentless drive, and competitive spirit. In one notable game, he pulled down 22 rebounds, including 10 offensive boards, creating second-chance points that swung a narrow victory. His performances attracted attention for both statistics and intensity. After proving himself at Cook County, Dennis transferred to Southeastern Oklahoma State University. There, he fully blossomed into a nationally recognized player. Rodman became a 3-time NAIA All-American, an honor denoting both dominance and consistency. In a standout game, he scored 46 points and grabbed 32 rebounds, a performance that became a highlight of his college career. Coaches marveled at his defensive versatility, guarding multiple positions and switching seamlessly on defense, fueled by exceptional energy. During his tenure, the team achieved the highest national ranking in school history, number 3. Dennis consistently performed under pressure, recording 28 rebounds and 18 points in a pivotal tournament game that shifted momentum. His clutch performances defined his playing style. Unfazed by offensive load, he dictated games through rebounding and defense. Beyond numbers, Dennis developed a unique defensive approach, using his body effectively without fouling, anticipating opponents' moves, and imposing psychological pressure through physical presence. His mindset became daring and fearless, challenging norms and paving the way for his defensive genius that would soon dominate the NBA. The summer of 1986 marked the turning point in Dennis Rodman's life. After dominating at Southeastern Oklahoma State University, he entered the NBA draft, a moment that would determine whether all of his hard work, perseverance, and raw talent would finally translate to the professional stage. On draft day, the Detroit Pistons selected Rodman in the second round, 27th overall, a modest beginning for a man whose future would be legendary. Rodman arrived in Detroit as a lanky, unpolished athlete with enormous potential. Standing at 6 feet 7 inches and weighing around 210 pounds, he was not the prototypical NBA forward, and many questioned whether his game would translate to the professional level. The Pistons of the mid-1980s were a team in transition, led by coach Chuck Daly, who valued toughness, discipline, and a physical brand of basketball that would soon earn the moniker Bad Boys. Dennis was a puzzle for the Pistons, his talent obvious, but his temperament and unconventional approach to the game unpredictable. The first season was a test of endurance and adaptability. Rodman's lack of experience at a major college level was evident. He struggled to keep up with the speed, strength, and complexity of NBA play. Practice sessions were grueling, and his initial contributions came mostly off the bench. He appeared in 77 games, averaging just 7.3 minutes per contest and scoring 2.9 points per game. Yet, even in limited minutes, his tenacity on the boards and defensive instincts began to show. In a December matchup against the Chicago Bulls, Rodman logged 12 rebounds in 18 minutes, demonstrating an early ability to dominate space around the basket and anticipate missed shots. Though the Pistons ultimately lost 102-97, his rebounding sparked fast break opportunities, hinting at the type of energy he would later bring to playoff games. During the 1987-88 season, Rodman's role expanded, appearing in 77 games with 14 starts. He was still primarily an energy player off the bench, but Coach Daly began experimenting with defensive rotations that leveraged Rodman's ability to guard multiple positions. In a November matchup against the Boston Celtics, he recorded 18 rebounds, including 6 on the offensive glass, directly contributing to a narrow 108-105 Pistons victory. His relentless pursuit of missed shots began to frustrate opponents, forcing them to adjust shot selection and ball movement. The Pistons finished the season with a 54-28 record, securing second place in the Central Division, and Rodman's defensive contributions became increasingly recognized by his teammates. The 1988-89 season marked Rodman's first meaningful playoff experience. Detroit faced the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference semifinals. In Game 2, Rodman pulled down 20 rebounds, including 7 on the offensive end, despite scoring only 6 points. The Pistons won 111-104, a victory largely credited to their interior dominance and ability to control second-chance possessions. Throughout the series, Rodman's ability to switch seamlessly on defense and protect the paint became a tactical advantage for Detroit, allowing perimeter defenders like Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas to pressure the Celtics guards without leaving the interior exposed. Detroit advanced past Boston in 7 games, showcasing a combination of disciplined offense and stifling defense in which Rodman played a central role. Rodman's early reputation as an unconventional and energetic player grew alongside his on-court performance. By the 1989-90 season, he had become the Pistons' primary defensive rebounder, averaging 13.1 rebounds per game, second only to few league veterans. In December 1989, against the Philadelphia 76ers, Rodman tallied 24 rebounds and 4 steals, disrupting passing lanes and igniting Pistons' fast breaks. Coach Daly's strategy emphasized aggressive, team-wide defense, and Rodman's contributions allowed Detroit to execute the Jordan rules style in practice, controlling the pace against high-scoring opponents. The 1990-91 season saw Rodman fully emerge as a playoff-caliber defensive anchor. In a first-round matchup against the Atlanta Hawks, he averaged 15 rebounds per game, including 6 offensive boards in a pivotal Game 4 victory that kept the Pistons alive in a tight series. Detroit relied heavily on his ability to neutralize big men like Dominique Wilkins and disrupt scoring in transition. His timing on shot contests and strategic positioning in the paint forced opponents into low-percentage shots, a skill Daly highlighted as integral to Detroit's defensive identity. One of Rodman's most notable early playoff performances came during the 1990-91 Eastern Conference Finals against the Chicago Bulls. Though the Pistons were swept in 4 games, Rodman averaged 7.5 rebounds and 4.5 points per game. His defensive presence on Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, along with relentless offensive rebounds, showed his ability to control the tempo and possessions, despite modest scoring. Rodman's effort, intelligence, and athleticism solidified his reputation as a player capable of changing the outcome of games against elite competition, laying the foundation for his future dominance in rebounding and defense. Rodman's early years with Detroit also saw the emergence of his eccentric personality. He began dyeing his hair in bold colors, adding piercings and sporting tattoos that would become part of his signature look. While some teammates and opponents viewed this as a distraction, Daly embraced Rodman's individuality, focusing on the player's relentless energy and defensive contributions. His behavior off the court became a talking point in the media, yet on the hardwood, it was his ability to read plays, anticipate missed shots, and guard multiple positions that defined his value. In regular season games, Rodman continued to showcase his rebounding mastery. On March 12, 1991, against the Cleveland Cavaliers, he recorded 21 rebounds, including 9 offensive boards, and added 5 steals, directly contributing to a 110-102 Pistons win. This game highlighted his dual capacity to protect the rim and generate turnovers, allowing Detroit to maintain its reputation as a team that dominated opponents through defense and hustle, rather than sheer scoring prowess. Rodman's ability to guard forwards, centers, and even guards when necessary provided Daly with unmatched tactical flexibility. He frequently complimented players like Bill Laimbeer, Joe Dumars, and Isaiah Thomas, ensuring that Detroit could impose its will defensively while still creating offensive opportunities through rebounds and fast breaks. Rodman's impact was not only statistical, but psychological. His relentless pursuit of missed shots and his capacity to guard multiple opponents created a mental edge, pressuring opposing stars into mistakes. In late 1991, games against the New York Knicks, he consistently denied scoring opportunities to Patrick Ewing, pulling down 18 rebounds and blocking critical shots. His timing and court awareness began to make him indispensable, even in situations where he was not scoring. By the end of his first 5 NBA seasons, Rodman had established himself as a defensive force and rebound specialist. While he was never the team's leading scorer, his performances against high-profile opponents in both regular season and playoffs earned him recognition across the league. His willingness to challenge larger players, his anticipation skills, and his work ethic in securing rebounds became the hallmarks of his early career. During the Pistons' 1990-91 season, Rodman led the NBA in rebounds, averaging an astonishing 18.7 boards per game, cementing his role as the cornerstone of Detroit's bad boys defense. Dennis Rodman's final Pistons game came on April 25, 1993, against the New Jersey Nets. By then, the franchise had begun charting a new course, and Rodman's role had diminished as trades and roster moves reshaped the team. Yet his legacy with Detroit endures, a relentless rebounder, tenacious defender, and energy engine who defined the bad boys era. His on-court intensity, anticipation, and ability to outwork opponents helped set the standard for toughness that carried into his subsequent championships with other teams. This moment marks the end of an iconic chapter, not the end of Rodman's broader impact on the league. Following Detroit, Rodman joined the San Antonio Spurs briefly in 1993. While his tenure was short, he continued elite rebounding, highlighted by a March game with 19 rebounds, 10 offensive. Though the Spurs lacked championship success, Rodman's performance showed his adaptability to different systems while maintaining dominant defense and rebounding. Rodman's career peaked with the Chicago Bulls, 1995 to 1998, where, within Phil Jackson's triangle offense, he anchored defense and rebounding for a team pursuing a second three-peat. Playing alongside Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, Rodman's impact was less on scoring and more in controlling possessions, denying second chance points and fueling fast breaks. During the 1996 NBA Finals against the Seattle Supersonics, Dennis Rodman's dominance on the boards and defense was evident. In Game 2, he recorded 11 offensive rebounds, tying an NBA Finals record, and consistently challenged every Seattle possession. His relentless defense disrupted key forwards Shawn Kemp and Detlef Schrempf, while his ability to control defensive rebounds allowed Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen to focus fully on scoring. Rodman's energy and anticipation fueled Chicago's transition offense, and his positioning ensured that the Bulls maintained a consistent tempo throughout the series. Across all 6 games, he averaged 14.7 rebounds per contest, anchoring the Bulls' glass advantage and energizing the team whenever momentum wavered. The 1997 NBA Finals against the Utah Jazz further highlighted Rodman's elite defensive skill set. In Game 3, he grabbed 12 rebounds and scored 2 points, while closely defending Karl Malone and disrupting Utah's pick-and-roll strategies. His efforts on the boards prevented the Jazz from converting second-chance points and forced them into difficult perimeter shots. Over the series, he averaged 7.7 rebounds per game, providing Chicago with critical possessions and contributing to the team's overall defensive efficiency, helping secure the Bulls' 4th championship in 5 years. In the 1998 NBA Finals, again facing Utah, Rodman played a key role in Game 6. He recorded 8 rebounds and 7 points, crashing the offensive and defensive glass, providing vital second-chance opportunities and limiting Utah's transition offense. His timing, defensive intelligence, and energy helped maintain the effectiveness of Jackson's triangle offense and contributed directly to Chicago's narrow 87-86 victory, completing their 3rd consecutive title run. Rodman's style was uniquely effective. His success relied on anticipation, angles, and timing rather than size alone. His ability to guard multiple positions mid-play added defensive flexibility, enabling seamless switches between man-to-man and zone defenses. He became the Bulls' defensive engine, dictating pace through rebounds, steals, and physical presence in the paint. His dominance also shone in regular season highlights. A 1997 game against the New York Knicks saw Rodman grab 26 rebounds, 12 offensive, limiting star Patrick Ewing's impact and igniting fast breaks for Jordan and Pippen. Rodman's defensive versatility, switching onto forwards and centers with ease, was rare in the era and crucial for Bulls' defensive success. Throughout his Chicago years, Rodman led the NBA in rebounds for 7 consecutive seasons, a modern-era record. Multiple all-defensive team selections acknowledged his game-changing skills. His impact extended beyond stats. He wielded psychological pressure on opponents, forcing them to alter game plans specifically to mitigate his influence. Rodman's flamboyant image, dyed hair, tattoos, piercings, complemented his on-court intensity, distracting opponents mentally as well as physically. Teams regularly adjusted strategies to counter his rebounding and defensive aggression, leaving Rodman at a continual anticipatory advantage. During playoff series against teams like the Miami Heat and Orlando Magic, Rodman's rebounding and defensive tenacity allowed Chicago to dominate tightly contested games. His name became synonymous with rebounding mastery and defensive brilliance, the quiet force complementing Jordan's scoring. Though not a vocal leader, Rodman's relentless hustle and defensive excellence set the team's tone. Jordan and Pippen credited his presence as a key psychological advantage that enabled disciplined, aggressive play without overexertion in the paint. Rodman's preemptive defensive strategy often altered opponents' tactics before any scoring occurred. Even in the regular season, his rebounding numbers were staggering. Against squads like the Cleveland Cavaliers, Indiana Pacers, and Charlotte Hornets, Rodman regularly posted 18 to 22 rebounds per game, with several offensive boards fueling Chicago's transition offense. His defensive flexibility allowed coach Phil Jackson to maintain balanced rotations, keeping scoring stars rested while stifling opponents at crucial moments. Rodman's impactful tenure with the Pistons and Bulls cemented him as one of the greatest rebounders and defensive specialists in NBA history. His blend of anticipation, physicality, and work ethic created matchup nightmares. Dennis Rodman's rebounding dominance was a cornerstone of the Chicago Bulls' success during the 1995-96 regular season. In a February 27, 1996 matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves, Rodman recorded 24 rebounds, 10 offensive, and scored 8 points, directly generating multiple second-chance opportunities. The Timberwolves struggled to secure boards in transition, allowing the Bulls to convert missed shots into fast break points. Rodman's anticipation and ability to read shot trajectories made him nearly untouchable on the glass, forcing opposing coaches to adjust rotations and consider double-teaming him. In January 1996, the Bulls faced the Orlando Magic, featuring Shaquille O'Neal and Horace Grant. Rodman pulled down 22 rebounds, with 8 on the offensive end, and added 5 steals in a 103-97 victory. His defensive versatility allowed him to switch on Shaq in pick-and-roll situations, contain perimeter shooters, and crash the offensive boards, creating second-chance points that often shifted momentum in Chicago's favor. The Bulls' strategy relied heavily on Rodman controlling the boards, enabling Jordan and Pippen to exploit fast breaks and maintain scoring efficiency. Rodman's playoff performances during the three-peat further emphasized his impact beyond scoring. In the 1996 NBA playoffs, the Chicago Bulls met the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Chicago emerged victorious in 5 games, with Michael Jordan leading the charge in scoring. Dennis Rodman anchored the team's defense, averaging 15.6 rebounds per game, using his relentless energy to create extra possessions and disrupt the Knicks' rhythm. His presence on the boards proved decisive, giving the Bulls a consistent edge throughout the series. In the Eastern Conference Finals, the Bulls faced the Orlando Magic and dominated, sweeping the series 4-0. Rodman's rebounding mastery continued, averaging 15.8 boards and 11.5 points per game. In Game 1, he hauled in 21 rebounds, asserting his dominance and frustrating Orlando's stars. His defensive intensity and unmatched positioning were pivotal in controlling the paint and securing the Bulls' path to the finals. Rodman's rebounding and defensive brilliance were instrumental in Chicago's journey, cementing his role in the team's 1996 championship triumph. Rodman's rebounding mastery was not limited to offensive or defensive totals. His anticipation of shot trajectories, court awareness, and positioning made him a unique force. He often disrupted opponents' rotations before the ball even touched the rim, forcing mismatches and creating opportunities for teammates. Against teams like the New York Knicks, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Miami Heat, he regularly posted 18 to 22 rebounds per game, with offensive rebounds directly converting into 8 to 12 points per game on average. This consistency was a hallmark of his peak career, as he led the league in rebounds for 7 consecutive seasons, a feat unmatched by contemporaries. Rodman's defensive versatility extended to guarding multiple positions mid-play. In a notable January 1997 game against the Indiana Pacers, he switched seamlessly between defending Reggie Miller on the perimeter and controlling the paint against Rick Smits. His ability to read plays and anticipate passes allowed him to create turnovers, steals, and fast break opportunities, providing Chicago with critical momentum during tight contests. Coaches and analysts frequently praised his psychological impact, as Rodman's relentless pursuit often demoralized opponents and forced teams to adapt their offensive schemes. Even in regular season matchups against strong front courts, Rodman's impact was unmistakable. In March 1997, facing the Charlotte Hornets and Alonzo Mourning, he grabbed 24 rebounds with 9 on the offensive end, directly contributing to a 102-97 Bulls victory. By controlling second-chance points and contesting interior shots, he allowed Chicago to maintain their defensive identity while enabling Jordan and Pippen to maximize scoring opportunities. Rodman's work ethic and unique rebounding techniques, using angles, leverage, and timing rather than sheer height, set him apart as a transformational defensive player. Rodman's influence extended beyond raw numbers. In playoff series against the Miami Heat in 1997, and the New York Knicks in 1998, his offensive rebounds repeatedly shifted momentum. Even when not scoring himself, he created opportunities that defined games, especially in clutch moments where possession mattered more than points. Teammates often credited him for setting the energy level and tone of the series, demonstrating that his impact was as psychological as it was statistical. Off the court, Rodman's presence also influenced team culture. His unorthodox style, dyed hair, tattoos, piercings, and flamboyant attire, coexisted with relentless focus on defense. Younger teammates looked to him for hustle and intensity, while veteran stars appreciated the freedom his rebounding and defensive coverage afforded them. Rodman's approach to defense, positioning, and board control redefined the role of non-scoring specialists in championship basketball, proving that impact extended far beyond points and traditional statistics. Rodman's mastery of the glass, defensive anticipation, and versatility on the floor during these Bulls seasons solidified his place as a cornerstone of one of the greatest teams in NBA history. By controlling rebounds, dictating tempo, and influencing both offensive and defensive schemes, he became essential to Chicago's three-peat strategy. His ability to neutralize elite forwards, secure possessions, and create scoring opportunities without needing the ball underscored his unique contribution to team success. Dennis Rodman's impact on basketball extended far beyond the hardwood. While his defensive and rebounding mastery defined his professional career, his off-court persona became equally legendary and at times controversial. From flamboyant fashion to headline-grabbing celebrity relationships, Rodman's personal life often overshadowed his playing career in the media, yet it also amplified his cultural significance. Rodman's eccentricity first captured public attention during his NBA tenure with the Detroit Pistons and later the Chicago Bulls. Known for vividly dyed hair, intricate tattoos, facial piercings, and unconventional clothing, he consistently challenged societal expectations of professional athletes. His style was not mere showmanship. It represented an assertion of individuality in a league often defined by conformity. Media coverage frequently highlighted his appearance, sometimes framing him as a spectacle, but within basketball circles, these choices were viewed as an extension of his fearless, boundary-pushing personality. Beyond appearance, Rodman embraced high-profile celebrity culture. His brief marriage to actress and model Carmen Electra in 1998 became a media sensation, reflecting his growing presence outside sports. The couple's public appearances, magazine covers, and lifestyle attracted both fans and criticism. Additionally, Rodman maintained connections with other entertainers and pop culture figures, often appearing on reality TV shows like Celebrity Boxing and various talk shows, further blurring the line between athlete and entertainer. Rodman also pursued ventures in professional wrestling and entertainment, appearing in World Wrestling Federation. His physicality, charisma, and willingness to embrace theatrics made him a natural fit for wrestling entertainment. While some criticized these appearances as distractions from his athletic legacy, others viewed them as an example of his unique brand management and willingness to explore unconventional paths. These endeavors reinforced his image as a larger-than-life figure who defied traditional expectations of professional athletes while remaining in the public spotlight. Rodman's interactions with the media were often unpredictable. He cultivated a persona that combined humor, provocation, and unpredictability, creating memorable press moments. In interviews, he often made statements that were ambiguous or contradictory, keeping journalists and fans uncertain about his next move. His approach to media relations mirrored his on-court style, unorthodox, daring, and impossible to fully anticipate. NBA officials frequently fined and suspended him for minor infractions, citing clashes with referees and violations of league conduct rules. But these incidents only enhanced his reputation as a rebellious and untamed figure in professional sports. Perhaps the most controversial aspect of Rodman's post-basketball life was his connection to North Korea and Kim Jong Un. Beginning in 2013, Rodman made multiple trips to Pyongyang, meeting Kim Jong Un in a series of highly publicized events. These visits included basketball exhibitions, casual conversations, and media-covered interactions that drew global attention. Rodman described his relationship with Kim as friendly and personal, often referring to him as a friend for life. The trips sparked intense debate internationally, with critics questioning the appropriateness of a former NBA star engaging with one of the world's most reclusive and controversial leaders. Supporters framed it as an unconventional form of diplomacy, emphasizing Rodman's ability to leverage his celebrity for cross-cultural dialogue. Regardless of perspective, these interactions cemented Rodman's status as a figure willing to operate outside conventional boundaries, merging celebrity, sport, and politics in a way few athletes had attempted. Rodman's personal life also included numerous high-profile relationships, media controversies, and legal incidents. From altercations with paparazzi to disputes over contracts and public appearances, his life was characterized by constant scrutiny and spectacle. Yet these episodes did not diminish his influence. If anything, they amplified his cultural significance and public fascination, turning him into a figure who transcended the sport itself. Despite, or perhaps because of, these controversies, Rodman's basketball legacy remained intact. He finished his career as a 5-time NBA champion, 2 with Detroit, 3 with Chicago, and a 7-time rebounding leader. He earned 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards and multiple All-Defensive Team selections. These accolades reflect his unparalleled commitment to defense and rebounding, establishing him as one of the most effective specialists in league history. His induction into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2011 formally recognized his contributions, cementing his legacy among basketball's elite. During the induction ceremony, coaches and former teammates praised his relentless work ethic, defensive intelligence, and ability to change the game without dominating scoring charts. Rodman's impact also extended culturally. By embracing individuality, flamboyance, and eccentricity, he challenged traditional notions of athlete identity. He demonstrated that players could succeed at the highest level while maintaining a unique personal style, influencing subsequent generations of NBA stars who sought to express themselves both on and off the court. His approach to professional sports inspired athletes who valued personality, creativity, and non-traditional pathways to success, proving that excellence could coexist with unconventional behavior. Beyond basketball, Rodman's story served as a narrative of resilience and self-expression. Rising from a challenging childhood marked by poverty, instability, and social isolation, he transformed obstacles into strengths, channeling energy into both athletic performance and public persona. His journey reflected a willingness to defy expectations, embrace risk, and navigate public scrutiny in ways few athletes had attempted. Through media appearances, celebrity ventures, and global attention, Rodman has remained a figure of fascination long after his playing career ended. His story serves as a reminder that professional success is not confined to statistics or accolades alone, but can also be measured by cultural impact, individuality, and the courage to operate outside conventional boundaries.